I come across this listing when I was searching eBay for project snare drums. Basically, I was looking for a drum in a condition that wasn't completely destroyed or a parts only situation, but something that was neglected for a little while that I could easily slap on some new drum heads, maybe some new snare wires, clean it up and get it playing again. And that's what this was. It's an old pearl mirror chrome steel snare drum that looked like it at one point in time belonged to a high school. Now, I don't know what that high school did or how they were storing this or where this thing had been in recent history, but it was very dirty, very dusty. The pictures actually made it seem like it was more rusty than what it actually was. There is some surface rust and some pitting, but nothing that's of a concern that's going to affect the playing ability. But all of the parts are still there, both top and bottom hoops, all the tension rods, thankfully, and the lugs seem to be in pretty good condition. So while I'm waiting for the new snare strainer to arrive from Amazon today, let's get this puppy cleaned up.
Now here she is up close, all dirty, nasty, grimy. That old tattered t-shirt underneath the top head that was probably used for muffling. The old unserviceable strainer handle being held on by an unfolded paper clip. Inside of the shell, all dirty and nasty, some surface rust under the bearing edges. But for the most part, I was able to get all of this cleaned off. The old top head with the MHS band, whoever that is, that head's probably been on there for years. Now, to disassemble this thing, I just used a screwdriver and a couple of drum keys. I had to work kind of hard because the tension rods were binding up inside the lugs, mainly because of all the dirt and grime in the threads. Nothing was stripped, thankfully, but also the top batter head was out of round, so that was causing the tension rods to bind up a little bit within the lugs. Taking off that old dirty head, dust everywhere, and that old tattered t-shirt going in the garbage. After I got everything apart, the shell itself looked to be in pretty good condition, with the exception of that strainer. I used this mean green super strength cleaner and degreaser, and it was able to clean probably 90% of the shell and the hardware, and actually polished it up quite nicely, with the exception of some of the surface rust and the pitting in the chrome. I ended up replacing the snare side head because the snare gates were crimped, and I actually happened to have an extra one. And I decided to put the tension rods in a soak of Dawn dish liquid to kind of remove all the grime and dirt, and for good measure, some of the degreaser. Now here she is all buttoned back up. I have some fingerprints left on the polish, but hey, she's looking good. There's the new strainer, and added some cheapy Amazon bronze snare wires that I happen to have in a box. All right, let's give it a listen.